Hi, everyone, and greetings on this TGIF, which falls on, of course, Friday, but also January 10, 2020. I'm still having a hard time writing and getting that correct. Nevertheless, thank you all for being here. We have a great deal of news to cover tonight before I'm out to cover more news. Your weather forecast certainly taking center stage tonight, as is a Paintsville woman's arrest for her own rent-to-own program that didn't prove to be legal, and the election. It's now finalized as for who's going to be running here in Kentucky. Today was the last day to file. It did fall a few weeks earlier this year per the calendar. It didn't stop hundreds of candidates from throwing their name into the hat or ring for various different offices. We'll talk about those locally that will be on your ballot and when and in more detail just in a few moments. And of course, I had actually planned on the show taped a bit early this evening, and I'd actually planned on taping it a bit earlier, but my schedule never works as planned. In an effort to make it back to Belfry, I'm losing count as to how many times, but tonight, the McGoffin County High School boys are playing for the championship in Section 8 of the 2A Kentucky tournament, and of course, all those section champions will go on to become a state champion. There was actually a girls' championship game earlier. I'm trying to get to catch the end of that. I'm not for certain I'm going to make that or not, but definitely highlights for you from the boys' game Monday, and I'll have a quick update on the Hornets in just a few seconds as well, and where the ladies are going to be this weekend. Nevertheless, weather, as I said, taking center stage. We're still talking about a really strong low-pressure system crossing to the north of the Commonwealth, and we've got a really strong cold front that's moving across the eastern part of the state this evening. And right now, winds look to be the primary threat. I can't say severe weather is not something you should be concerned about, but the threat is low. However, we're talking about wind gusts of a solid 40 miles per hour. Right now, we're also looking at the possibility of seeing 55 mile per hour gusts as this rolls through on your Saturday. I'll pinpoint a window for you in just a few moments. We'll talk about records which fell today, which are also likely to fall tomorrow temperature-wise. A lot happening, a wind advisory in effect starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. So as I said, definitely a few minutes to spend on your weather forecast after we cover a few other things before, once again, I head to Belfry. You know, actually, after tonight's game, we will have played more games. I said this last night, I think, in Belfry. The boys have played more games in Belfry than they have at home, and they've yet to play Belfry. That regularly scheduled game is set for, I think, next week. So I'll be going back to Belfry next week. There you have it. It's been a ride. We wish the boys well tonight. Wish that you have us in your sights on Monday for highlights, and we wish that you let these folks know you're watching every chance you get. And our headlines will start this Friday right after these messages. Pick a game, any game day. Any game day means it's a great time for a party tray from your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. That's right. All the buffalo wings, crispy, hot and spicy wings, hot, fried pickles, cheese sticks, little mini corn dogs, jalapeno poppers, double dippers, all perfect for game day at your Sagersville Lee's. We've got the big college championship next week. You've got the Cats in the middle of their season. We are in the middle of high school basketball. Pick a game, any game. They're all perfect for a party platter. A big, monstrous tray of appetizers, perfect for any game or any gathering at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan, compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at red light number 4. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. This just in, a woman from Jackson has admitted in federal court today that she solicited kickbacks from a Kentucky toxicology laboratory in exchange for urine drug testing referrals and lied to law enforcement agents about the kickbacks she received and then tried to cover up the kickbacks by requesting the alteration of certain financial records. 80-year-old Teresa, and I'm going to say Merced, it's Merced, pled guilty today to one count of violating the Eliminating Kickbacks in Recovery Act, one count of making false statements, and one count of attempted tampering with records before Judge Reeves. She was the office manager of a substance abuse treatment clinic in Jackson and admitted that between December of 2018 and August of 19, she solicited kickbacks from the CEO of a toxicology lab in exchange for urine drug test referrals. According to the plea agreement, in August of 2019, that CEO delivered to her a $4,000 check as part of a larger package of promised inducements. Merced caused the check to be cashed, and when she was questioned about the check by law enforcement agents in September, she denied knowledge of it, stated that the $4,000 was probably a loan from the lab CEO to her husband, and shortly after being interviewed, she called the CEO and asked that he alter the lab's financial records so that the entry for the $4,000 check would say rent or loan, consistent with the lie she had given agents. The EKRA, enacted by Congress back in October of 2018 as part of a broader package of legislation aimed at combating the opioid crisis, prohibits, among other things, the solicitation of receipt of kickbacks in exchange for the referral of urine drug testing services. Merced's EKRA conviction is believed to be the first in the entire nation. She is scheduled to be sentenced on May the 1st of this year and faces up to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. As I said a week ago, today was indeed the deadline to file for all the races up for grabs this May primary, and actually in November as well. The filing deadline has come and gone as of 4 o'clock this afternoon, and over 300 people from all over Kentucky have filed to run for office. 16 people hoping to have Senator Mitch McConnell's seat, 14 presidential candidates, 136 Republicans look to have filed for the House and Senate seats. 101 Democrats have done so. All House seats and the 20 Senate seats are on the ballot for this year. So, how did that shake down the field for U.S. McConnell's seat? There are 16 people running for U.S. Senate in 2020. 8 Democrats, 8 Republicans, he, of course, being one. One of those, of course, as well on the Democratic side, Amy McGrath, who has already said to have banked nearly $17 million in campaign funds. 14 presidential candidates. Democrats make up 13, of course, of those. Michael Bennet, Joe Biden, Michael Bloomberg, Cory Booker, Pete Buttigieg, John Delaney, to Lacey Gabbard. The list goes on all the way down, of course, to Donald J. Trump, the only Republican at the bottom of the list as well. We do have some local races here in Sagersville. City Council seats for Sagersville will be on the November ballot, a few other nonpartisan races as well. But there are some state seats as well that will be on our local ballot as well. And actually 2 that we'll talk about tonight, neither of which will really be on the primary ballot. Among those 210 state representative candidates, we'll focus on 2 districts, that being the 92nd and the 97th, which both serve parts of the viewing area. The 92nd currently held by Representative and Republican John Blanton of Sagersville, who is running for re-election. There will be a race for his seat in November, but not in the primary, as they have no fellow Democrats or Republicans challenging each other. The Democrat running, the sole Democrat, I believe, running for the seat and nomination is, of course, Ansel Smith, a former state representative for the 92nd District who served before former state representative John Short. So in November, you will have two on the ballot, which, of course, serves not Magoffin and parts of Pike County. Democrat Ansel Smith and Republican John Blanton. In the 97th District, which serves Johnson and Morgan and Wolfe counties, it's the same scenario. One Democrat, one Republican, only one race in November. Again, as long as I have the updated list and final list, which I believe we do. Those will be Democrat Will Hurst of Campton and Republican Bobby McCool of Van Leer, seeking, again, the state representative seat for the 97th District. We've got 17 U.S. Senator candidates. We've got 37 state Senator candidates. The odd districts run this year. That will include the 29th District, which is not Floyd, Letcher, and Harlan's district, and the 31st District, which includes Elliott, Lawrence, Martin, Morgan, and Pike County District. And that's pretty much those closest to home. We have a birthday. Yes, we do indeed have a birthday this Friday as we turn to local announcements tonight. Yes, birthday wishes actually kick off tonight's calendar this Friday. Happy birthday to Christy Hansen. With a big long list of family and friends, happy birthday to you, Christy Hansen. We hope you've had a good one. Happy birthday. Going on to calendar announcements, just a couple of reminders for you this Friday. We have Revival, an invitation there too, to extend to you from the folks at the Living Word Chapel. Brother Terry Conley preaching nightly. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event starting next Friday at 6:30 nightly. Sunday morning services at 11. Special singers each and every occasion. They hope that you will join them for revival at the Living Word. And a reminder that the Water into Wine Food Pantry over at the Lakefront Church of God on Route 30 is having, of course, their distribution days this month of January. A senior day is Thursday the 16th, 12:30 to 4. And for the rest of the month, for their pantry, it's open on Wednesday the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. And I believe it's 9 to noon daily. And I believe if you have any questions, you ought to call 244-4818. And you always can call me or send to me or email or fax or drop off your calendar announcement so it can make the show and know what, and everyone will know what you have going on. Birthdays and anniversaries too. One funeral service announcement before we leave you for a break, and that comes in honor of Ella Mae West Davis, 44 of Sagersville. Ella passed away yesterday at her home. The daughter of the late William Bill and Patty Crace West. She survived by her husband Ronnie Davis, son Jonathan Tyler West, daughter Isabella Grace Davis, one son by love R.J. Howard, and a daughter by love Ashley West Blackburn, stepson Corey Davis, stepdaughter Kayla Davis, and three brothers Johnny, Frank, and Neil Nehi West. Funeral services are going to be held this Sunday afternoon at 3 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow at the Kane Cemetery in Sagersville. Visitation will be after 5 o'clock on Saturday and prior to Sunday's services. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series, and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models, hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1,000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6,500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything, with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Just like Christmas, the after Christmas sale at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop only comes once a year, and it's on right now. And man, is it on. 50% off everything Christmas. All Christmas, half off at Fraser's Prater Drug Store's seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville, where you need to be making your way to save big, save half on everything Christmas. All the gorgeous Christmas home decor, decorations, and more while it lasts at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. A Painesville woman was arrested earlier today in Floyd County for her own rent-to-own program, which proved to not exactly be legal. 40-year-old Jerry Reed of Painesville was taken into custody. I don't know the exact scenario in regards to how she was arrested, but arrested at the Floyd County Justice Center earlier this morning at around 11 by the Floyd County Sheriff's Department for an outstanding warrant that was obtained out of Johnson County. The warrant actually goes back to a statement back in June of last year in which a theft was alleged to have happened in Johnson County when Reed is said to have sold a 55-inch flat-screen high-definition television to Martin Gun and Pawn, which is not illegal in and of itself. However, she had rented that 55-inch flat-screen high-definition television from A-Plus Rentals and obviously did not own outright the TV. And instead of keeping it, paying for it, turning it back in, what have you, she sold the TV for more than $500 and is since now charged with one count of theft by failure to make property or disposition of property over $500. Now, real quickly, as I said at the start of the program, I'm off to Belfry in just a few seconds to catch the Kentucky 2A Championship for the 8th section, in which we have Magoffin County and Lawrence County. You've got Lawrence County 9-6 on the season. The boys from Magoffin County have been rolling as of late and are 8-5. This is going to be a good game tonight, an exciting game. We'll see how it comes out and have highlights for you next week. The Lady Hornets are in action tomorrow, still hosting Central here at home tomorrow evening, just so you know. All right, with that, weather-wise, we have to spend a little bit of time on it. We're going to talk briefly about weather of years gone by and then the weather and the winds that we're looking at as it lies ahead. A powerful low-pressure system, a cold front, really going to wreak havoc. I want to stress that as we go through your forecast, I talk about winds being around 40 miles per hour or so. That is our estimate as of right now. Those could kick up to 50 to 55 mile per hour predictions between now and the next several hours, and conditions, so keep that in mind. The severe weather threat in and of itself is relatively low for us. We have thunderstorms in the forecast possibly, but I don't want you to discount winds of 40 and 50 miles per hour as not being severe. Down trees, power lines, all of the standard things that we face during those conditions are certainly dangerous, so don't take the situation lightly tomorrow. We do have a wind advisory in effect starting at around 5 o'clock in the a.m. tomorrow. We have winds, as I said, and before we get into all those windows, as far as timing and then the such, let's just take a look back. A little bit of comparison, a little bit of food for thought, if you will, as we are seeing temperatures today set records in parts of Kentucky in the 60s and in the 70s tomorrow. We were setting records of a different sort several years ago. So we'll get to the potential record-setting day temperature-wise tomorrow in just a few seconds. Let's talk about some records in another sense while we're on our today's date in weather history. Just to give you a little contrast, we're talking about the low 70s tomorrow, which very likely will set some records. Some parts of central Kentucky actually saw records fall today in the low 60s, setting records in the Lexington area and elsewhere. But back in 1982, eastern Kentucky was in a different bit of a weather scenario. Arctic air outbreak, which went until the 19th, and at Jackson and in much of eastern Kentucky, the mercury only made its way into the single digits for daytime highs after starting out at 10 below zero from the night and morning before. And you won't be surprised to know that low of 10 below at the Jackson Weather Service still stands as a record for the date, as does the daily high of 6 above zero that day as well. Whew! That was a cold one. Moving on to your forecast for the weekend and the week ahead, I'll get to the particulars and timeline in just a few seconds. With all of that warm air, all of the rain, and potential thunderstorms that we could see tomorrow, we're on the lighter side of things as far as any severe weather threat is concerned. We could see some winds topping out at around 40 miles per hour or so, pretty consistently at 40 and above for this portion of eastern Kentucky shaded in yellow. You can see temperatures in Paintsville and Pikeville around 39, and then 40, 41, 42, 45 as you make your way a little on farther to the west. So wind gusts between 7 o'clock in the morning and around 1 a.m. Sunday will be the main threat for the majority of us here in eastern Kentucky. Again, there is a severe weather threat for some folks. I think so far, and keep an eye on your weather, as it, of course, changes ever so much in every hour. The severe weather threat for us does not appear to be all that great. Showers, though, and thunderstorms in the forecast is where we're going to go. We'll see a low of 51 tonight. We'll see temperatures rebound tomorrow, as I said, into the 70s. As far as shower chances, well, mostly cloudy skies today. We'll give way to a very small, narrow window of shower chances during the overnight. Right now, literally about a 20% chance of some showers between 4 and 5 a.m., and after that, we'll see a bit of a dry period with a southerly wind tonight, 8 to maybe 23 mile per hour at times. Tomorrow, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures are going to soar to spring-like numbers at 72 degrees, maybe even more for a few folks. Winds as well soaring tomorrow out of the south, 8 to 12 to 15 maybe on average, but those gusts could hit 40 miles per hour for your Saturday. So keep that in mind. Rainfall amounts, maybe a tenth of an inch or something, a quarter of an inch at the most, unless you get under a good thunderstorm that could develop and it puts down a little more than that in some of those isolated areas. Now, for your Sunday, not quite as nice as what we expected, but not that bad. Only a 20% chance of some lingering showers till about 8 or 9 o'clock Sunday morning. After that, skies should become partly sunny, and we're going to cool down almost 20 degrees and still be at 54 for your Sunday. West winds much more calm, maybe 3 to 5 to 6, 7, 8 miles per hour. So becoming calm in the afternoon. Calm winds Sunday night, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Then we get into next week and our next weather system. More systems. Monday, mostly cloudy, 56, 20% chance of showers after 10 in the morning. Those shower chances go to a likelihood Monday night and 43 for the low. Then showers likely and maybe more thunderstorms. More January thunderstorms Tuesday of next week as we hit 62 degrees, mostly cloudy, and a likelihood of showers and a possibility of thunderstorms. Thunderstorm activity backs off for your Wednesday, but shower chances still stick around to the tune of 40, 50%, but partly sunny and 60 on your Wednesday. And then after that, we could be in for another big cool down back to winter where we really are after that. We'll talk more about it when I see you back here next week. That's it. For the last time, I am off to Belfry. No, just for the last time me saying that tonight. I've still got to go back to Belfry one more time next week. But for now, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. We'll see you back here Monday for more of Your News Today. Good night. And as always, thank you so much for being a part of the show.